for the dog leg around the bog or the marsh that's out there on Mill Creek. Galahad Loop, they started the ditch work today, and they're moving dirt to Fancer Park. There's a lot of stuff going on. LJA has been providing, or no, Texas Materials is providing us a rolling 2-week look-ahead schedule on what they're going to be doing and where they're going to be doing it. So we're real excited about the progress and the work that's going. Oh, I jumped ahead. The consent agenda. We have the meeting minutes from December. I need a motion to approve those.
So move.
Second.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the regular council meeting minutes from December 21st.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do we have communication from the audience? Thank you. No? Okay. I didn't mean to go out of line, Debbie. So, the report from the police department. Captain Zachary.
Yes, sir. Okay, we had, December report, we had 50 calls, 2 reports, made 53 traffic stops, issued 30 citations, and 32 warnings. Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
it?
sir.
Municipal court activity. This month, the total collections were $3,296.80. It's been pretty active. That's it. That's it. Mr. Marshall, you're up, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everybody? One, we're busy with the contractors, trying to keep them in line on schedule, on our schedule. It's typical first day jitters. We'll get it all worked out and they will abide and we'll move forward.
That's the dump trucks that you made run half empty?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, they wanted to come across the dam full, and that just.
It's too much
16
weight.
truck, that's way too much weight, so I pleasantly asked them to run half loads, and they so agreed, so we're good, we're good. I gave you some handouts there. I don't wanna bore you with a lot of numbers and stuff. Just a couple of things. On December, you have the hours there that we spent grading, the hours we spent on culverts and ditch work, patching, mowing, building maintenance, equipment maintenance, and the emergency call out. And below that is just the materials that we use for the month of December. You'll probably notice it's a little less than normal, because December was a little more than normal. With the rain, the cooler weather, and so forth, we just couldn't get out there and do what we normally do. The other handout is the graph on the second page you have. I just want to bring this to your attention. You can see where it began in 2018 when we started using iWorks. We've been able to track this. Between 2018, 2019, 2020, you can see a constant rise from 111 work orders that year to 258. At that point, we peaked in 2020. 2021, 114 work orders, 2022, 98 work orders, 2023, 112. What I think this represents is the fact that when we started, we had our hands full for those 3 3 years, those first 3 years. I think we finally got to a peak in 2020. And after that, you can see the last 3 years have been relatively the same, straight across, which I believe, I hope indicates that we reached the peak of having to go out and completely rebuild these roads. Just to go in and do major surgery on everything that we touched. I think the last 3 years kind of shows that we're getting to that point to where we can do more maintaining, more maintenance on the roads instead of absolutely just starting from scratch and building them up. So I think this is a good thing. We'll keep a sharp eye on it, but I think that trend will continue. I hope so. If so, I feel like we kind of got on top of things finally and are headed in the right direction. The last page also kind of coincides with that graph. The numbers that they have across there are the numbers that represent our man hours, our equipment hours, our materials cost that I do put on every work order. It would be nice if we could actually build this kind of money, but we can't. But if you're confused about the numbers, that's what they represent. Again, 2018, 2019, 2020, you can see we peaked and basically billed out $241,683.22. And then from 2021, 2022, 2023, it all remains around the same thing. 76,000, 92,000, 113,000.
So again, what are these numbers?
These are numbers that we bill to keep up with things. The maintainer is according to, I forget what.
These like FEMA rates?
FEMA rates, thank you.
Okay,
That is $52.50 an hour.
okay.
That we put on there, how many hours it was used. Our manpower charged so many hours, material-wise. And this goes down even through the weed eaters and the chainsaws.
Wow.
Have FEMA prices to them. So that's where these numbers come from. If we were a private company, this is what we would be billing.
So it looks like we're getting a good bang for our bucks.
I think so,
Yeah.
I think so, I think so. So you can kind of follow those two. The third one that I put in was what Mayor Blackstone had just mentioned, the city of Ivanhoe schedule that came from Texas Materials. It's, like you said, a rolling schedule. It just gives us an outlook of what they have planned for the next 2 weeks. They may be able to stick with that. I have a feeling next week it's gonna throw them off, expecting a lot of rain.
This is their best
Bestest.
bad guess.
Yeah. This is what they're hoping for.
Yeah,
And it's nice that they do that for us. It's
Sure.
greatly appreciated. Helps us stay where we need to be, or be where we need to be, depending on how you want to look at it. Other than that, as far as the flood mitigation, you can see by their schedule, like you said, it's well on track. The clearing, they are starting in earnest tomorrow at Mill Creek.
Which end?
South end, or
east end,
east end.
at the highway,
No, opposite.
opposite.
Opposite,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so they'll be starting on the west end of Mill Creek, working east towards the freeway.
If you say so.
Okay,
If you say so.
okay,
Well, it's turned in here, it always messes me around.
okay.
But they're gonna be busy, which is good, so it's glad to see things finally starting to kick off after all these years of planning with these grants. We have done our part for the 22nd project, as far as the culverts we were supposed to put in.
22nd Street,
22nd Street project, yeah, so they're good to go there. We were gonna move to, we started off in Region 2 where they wanted us to start. We were gonna move to Region 3, but LJA thought it best if we go back to Region 1. So they could figure everything done on one side and work their way out of the city. Makes sense.
Oh,
Not that
okay.
big of a deal.
all right.
Okay? schedule. Any questions? Good, I like that. Shall we move right on to the dams?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dam reports are coming in well. There's the usual issues, most of it at this point with vegetation, that we need to clear up. Charmaine, with the issues we're having there, we're staying off of Charmaine as far as the dam report is concerned. It is duly noted and in the file, water, so that shouldn't be a major issue. The other ones, it's the same typical issues that we have again, vegetation, seal leaking, the neck on one of the handles are leaking, they're not greased correctly with all this rain and stuff, it washes it away. They're minor things that we can take, it's simple day-to-day operations. Will, I saw where you sent the copies of the operation and maintenance draft, which looks good. I appreciate that. I know you worked hard on it, and it's something that we have to have, so doing that.
Thank you.
The other thing, I'm not gonna steal your thunder, I'll let you talk about the valve and things like that, because you were more deeply involved in that than I was.
Well, the valve, we had a valve located for Charmaine Dam, it was $11,000. And before we spent that money, I mean, we had people said, that's the valve we need, just go get it. And I said, I need to ask some more questions. I need to make sure before we spend that kind of money, is it gonna work? So with the help of Randy Frederick, we looked at that valve, we talked some more. That was it was a double flanged potable water valve, which means it was 100% lead free that you could drink out of that valve. It was for drinking water, which is more than what we needed. We found another valve, Randy helped us find another valve for $4,125 with the bolts. It's the same valve that we have on there now. So we, instead of doing a knee-jerk reaction or pulling the trigger too quick, we asked a few more questions, and we went and found another valve that will better suit our needs, and we have the paperwork and manuals on it that we can work with it. We're getting engineer reports right now, like David said, operations and maintenance manuals. We've got the geotech in. I've reached out to a foam company already, and they've given us a first bid on the voids on Charmaine, and I've talked to the engineers and asked them for recommendations on people.
Did you say phone company or foam?
Foam.
FOAM.
Foam, F-O-A-M.
You want,
Get a line out.
you want this?
And the engineers are supposed to give us a list of contractors that we can work with that will, we may go flowable grout, we may go to use a foam, urethane foam. We don't know right yet. We're gonna ask the engineers what is best. And then we'll go from there. So, like I said, we have one bid in. One thing that is good about this bid is what we don't know about the geotech report is how deep they are and the width. It shows us where they are and a general idea of the width.
It gives us an area, but not a
Area.
volume
Not
or
the
how deep
volume.
the void is.
So we don't get an actual cost of the repair. They can come out for 2 days and take depth measurements and width measurements and give us a better idea. And both the engineers and they say they take a 5/8 drill bit and drill a hole in there and start measuring. So that's where we are with that. We're gonna be proceeding with this in the next first quarter of this year. So we can get this
We don't know
accomplished.
how they're gonna measure, if it's a visual or what, but they'll be able to, they say, be able to tell what the area is of the void.
And they'll put
I should say the volume of the void.
and they can put a tape measure in there and measure it. But those are things that we're gonna address. We'll probably have to do them, prioritize them, and do them as we can, because they're gonna be quite expensive.
And the maintenance and operations manual is required by TEC
No, that's just for us.
Okay.
That is just for us. One thing I did learn about these valves is lithium grease is what we use in them. That is just for our maintaining of our dams. That's what we asked for that, so we have some kind of a reference point. It goes in the file, and that whoever is over the dams, they have the file they can go to, and they're not building like we are now. So it's a good foundation.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for your help. We all work together.
Anything else? We're good?
We're good. I'm good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Williams?
Nothing to report due to weather
The
and
weather killed
illness that
y'all.
we were not able to
Yeah.
meet.
So, Mr. Warren, you're up to discuss Resolution 2024-3R,
Gregory?
establishing an interjurisdictional. What?
Number 6.
I did-
Not on that.
Oh, okay. How did that happen? Thank you. Mr. Gregory?
Mayor, fellow council members, I'm happy to report that I have attended my first TCAD Tyler County Appraisal District Board meeting. It was pretty much as you would expect with a first meeting with new board members, swearing in, oaths of office, things of that nature. Very good conversations with all the board members, and I'm happy to say that I already knew the majority of them, so I feel we're going to work really well together. And I will keep you guys and the community updated on goings-on as they occur. That's all there really is to report at this time.
Can you kind of tell us what all the
No, that's classified.
okay. Moving right along.
No, it's, what are your specific questions?
What exactly they do?
Job duties.
The 1,000-foot summary of what it is each independent school district and each incorporated region within the county gets a representative, basically a spot at the table. And each entity pays a portion into the Tyler County Appraisal District budget based on their property taxes. And there's more formula that are available. I'll get that paperwork to you. But Ivanhoe as a small community without the commercial tax base, we rely on property tax. Ivanhoe pays approximately 2.9%, I think it is, into the total budget of the Tyler County Appraisal District. And it's just really the Appraisal District Board, their primary duty is hiring, firing chief appraiser, overseeing the appraisals, and communicating directly with the state of Texas in the event that there is any type of issues where appraisals are concerned. Setting the budget, agreeing to the budget. Well, they don't set the budget; they agree on the budget and hash out the budget. But it's really not. The board isn't as powerful as some previously thought within the community. I will say that. Of course, you don't know until you're there seeing what's going on or until you educate yourselves. But it's not the evil taxman specter that a lot within the community think it is, which I'm happy to say that as well. So,
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
absolutely.
Haley? Ms. Williams? Oh, Haley?
I know she's number one. She was here first, so
Williams number 2?
I can be.
I don't like that one.
Okay. Okay.
So last month, the financials were not able to be approved due to an apparent missing line item in the monthly budget. After speaking with the accountant on the issue, it was brought to my attention that the line item was actually not missing, but it was the way that the budget was, spreadsheet was generated in QuickBooks. So our CPA developed a new spreadsheet that should eliminate forgetting to delete the activity in the new month that should not be included in the year-to-date totals, and also fix the subtotals from being wrong. I attached the email from the CPA to the treasurer's report. It's in the council packet. The financial documents, including the bank and text class statements, were sent to council on January 3rd. The accountant financial reports and reconciliation details for each account were emailed to council as soon as they arrived. The other items to report for the month are: the state comptroller direct deposited $7,683.56 on January 12th for sales and use taxes that were collected in November and reported to the comptroller in December. Last year, the same month, $6,578.79, and last month's the sales tax deposit was $10,605. December ad valorem taxes were received January 11th, totaling $103,597.73, with $85,400.60 going to maintenance and operations and $18,196.63 for the interest and sinking fund. And this isn't in the report, but we also did transfer $75,000 into our text class holding account, so that could accumulate interest as well. I lost my spot. The calculated balance of delinquent taxes stands at $297,559 as of December 31st, which is the aggregate amount from 2010 to present. The calculated balance of unpaid taxes, penalties, and interest for Ivanhoe North has remained at $5,301. Pledged securities at Citizen State Bank total $183,566.75 above the $250,000 FDIC insurance, giving the city a cushion of $367,621.08 above our deposits. Our text class interest rate has remained steady at around 5.2% throughout this month. And this is just for informational purposes only. I just want to let everybody know that at the beginning of the month in February, we are going to be going ahead and pulling the IT funds from the ARPA account so that we can start on our single server and our VoIP. So, which that's been approved already. That being said, the accountant monthly report for December arrived January 11th and was sent out on January 12th. The totals for the various department budgets are correct, and the bank statements have been reconciled, and I do believe that the December financials can be approved, and the November.
So you're gonna pay IT in February?
Yes, February 1st is whenever that is actually due. So February 1st, we will have the funds to do that. Any other questions?
No, ma'am, not from me.
No one?
Thank you, ma'am.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the November financial report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to approve the December budget, or December's financials.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Having no further business,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm out.
Deuces. I think that's the